Good morning, it's Kale. How y'all doing today? I figured I would do a non-live video. Trying to get the dogs to just kind of like go to sleep. They've been like super rowdy for about half an hour. Misty is still trying to figure out like where she wants to sleep. So today, on my diamond painting, I am working on Aquarius by Josephine Wall. I'm staring back behind me. I don't have the puppy cam on today because they're just like a little unpredictable. Hold on, she's trying to lay on something else. Hold on just a second. I have this this ottoman, this little like big cube fluffy thing. Oh no. No chewing on it. No. Okay, that's not going to work. She wants to chew on something on it. Oh my God, Rosie. Oh, goodness gracious. She's like in a serious, like, teething mode. She was chewing on my books. It's like, oh. So I have some books on the bottom shelf of the bookcase, and I hear this like weird sound, and I'm like, what is going on? And I turn around, she's like chewing on the binding of the book. So she ruined the cover, and it ticked me off because that is a hardcover version of The Eyes of Heaven by Robert Jordan, and for Wheel of Time, and it's just like, I think it's like a science fiction book club version, but it's old and that kind of ticked me off. So I've got some colors out already. I'm working on this one here. It's 3768, and okay, so she laid down next to Rosie in their little dusty rose bed. That way I can maybe like record in peace. So I have some tunes playing because of course it's pretty quiet when they're sleeping. So I'm trying to finish up this section here. So I've got like this little strip over here that's like the bottom of the canvas, and then that way is the top. I'm trying to finish this section here with these square drills. So welcome on in if you haven't been here before. My name is Kale, or Daphne, either or, but most people online just call me Kale. It's longer, it's Caileadair, but it's like not that easy for people to figure out how to say it. So I'm like, just to make it easier on you, just call me Kale. And sometimes, like, people who I'm fairly close with online, they'll just say Kaylee, that works too. I've been using that for a long time online, especially over in Ancient Worlds, which is an online history community. So if somebody actually said to me, hey Kale, I would literally just turn around, even though that's not my, real name, but that's what I'm really used to. So, welcome on in. I do diamond painting videos and live streams. I do cross stitch videos and live streams. And I do coloring, like in adult coloring books. And the same live streams and videos. That sounds so weird. A live stream is a video after it's not live. So, okay. Anyhow, so I'm recording. And I've got the tunes in the background. And I will let you know which one it is. It's on YouTube. And it is Lo-Fi Girl, and it is her synthwave radio channel. So it's copyright free, so YouTube won't give me a hassle about it. And I do appreciate her having that available. So go ahead over there and give her a sub and a like. It's very much appreciated. So let's see, so what's going on? So this weekend, we did a lot of work around the house. More than I expected to do. So, Saturday was yard day. And the reason why we had to spend so much time, it was like at least half a day out back, mostly out back, not really too much up front. Because up front is like deserty, it's like rock, there's not really any grass. So, but we've had a lot of rain, so the backyard, the grass was long, and the rose bush is like chaotic, and that needed deadheading. There were a couple plants I still needed to plant, so I got those in pots. And just, you know, picking up and trimming back. Hubby trimmed back all of the honeysuckle that's on the side fence, and it was just you know, a lot of work. And I think it's pretty much done, other than we need to buy a couple more rose bushes, because I want to have like a rose garden back there, and then maybe a couple of grasses, because they're like high heat and drought tolerant. They seem to do pretty well here, and I might actually buy another crepe myrtle just for additional shade, as it's brutal, and the sun is just brutal. Sucks. But we did get like a little swamp cooler AC thing, so we could at least enjoy a little bit of time out there when it's not, you know, too hot. So that was Saturday, and then of course the rest of the day I was tired. It's like, okay, I'm tired, I'm hot. It's like I need to take a shower. It's all sweaty and dirty. Like, but it looks much better, so I was happy about that. And then Sunday, I was like, okay, what are we working on today? And hubby's like, well, I really want to tackle the front garage. I'm like, oh Lord. Put that one in the trash. So I have this little trash can here. I can put the trash drills and other trash. Fits up on the desk. So he wanted to tackle the front garage. So we have a front garage, and then the back garage is actually more like a shop slash garage, and it's got like an auto lift in there. It's hubby's domain. I don't go back there very often. So the front garage is probably the last area in the house that we have not touched as far as any kind of like remodeling. So basically it just looks the way it has for the entire 10 years that I've been here with Frank. So how to explain it? So we have an old treadmill that's huge that I need to just sell, because it, hey, get on there, because it doesn't really like fit in our house. I mean, I like it, it works well, it's not broken or anything, it just doesn't really fit here. I don't have a space where to put it. And so I pulled that out. So we opened both garage doors. It's a 2-car garage. Opened them both up, and then we pulled some things out of the way so we had space to work. And so we started on one wall where the washer is, because the washer and dryer are out there, which I really despise. I hate that. And maybe one day we'll move them inside or make a little add-on room or something. I don't know, something, but I don't like them in the garage. And so there's a the person who did the remodeling in the inside of the house, the kind of half-ass remodeling that he did. Took the old kitchen cabinets and hung them out in the garage. So there were these brown wooden cabinets with sliding doors. It was just like this dark brown, just ugly. I couldn't stand them. And so what we did was, on the wall where the washer is, we just ripped those I emptied them out and we ripped them off the wall. So this guy, he was just too much. So behind the cabinet was, the wall was brown, like that dark brown. Like I guess that must have been like the outside of the house. I don't know. And I'm like, oh, are we gonna just put the stuff back over there? Like, we have a couple of shelving units and, you know, to store things on. I was like, are we gonna just put them back up against that brown and white, off-white wall? And so hubby and I, you know, just looking at it, and it's like, nah. So while I was going through the stuff that we had pulled out of that cabinet and storing and organizing and cleaning and vacuuming and this, that, and the other, he was painting the wall. I was like, oh shit, you have to paint the wall. But I mean, it looked really bad. And then along the bottom, towards like the baseboard part of the wall, is like a long PVC pipe, which is the drainage for the washing machine. So we just painted that white too. It was hilarious, but it looked so much better. So it was warm, we had the fans going, whatever, try and stay cool. And we were doing this early in the morning, and it was still warm. So I think I'm done with this color. So that dried actually fairly quickly, and then I dragged over the one black metal cabinet, dragged it over there. This is a square. I gotta put it back in the right spot. And that goes maybe over here. No, it goes, does it go? That's a circle. It doesn't go there. I guess it goes here. Okay, so now we're gonna do, this is a 991. Circle with 2 dots. So I dragged that black cabinet over there, that black shelf, not cabinet, shelf unit. Wiped it all down because it was all dirty and dusty. Things get so dirty in the garage. And started putting, you know, organizing stuff back up there. So I have like some of my daughter's stuff that she hasn't been able to pick up yet because she's in England. So I have that stuff, and I have an old, it's not antique, but it's an older table. It's a wooden table, and I have it painted with like a white top, and I think maybe like light green legs. I mean, it's a nice little table, so I was like, I could use that next to the washing machine. So I put that next to the washing machine, and I've got like the soap, the big laundry soap dispenser on there. It's like huge. So basically I was just trying to organize, and I think hubby's gonna buy some type of cabinet to put up above on the wall, above the washer, where I can store all the other cleaning supplies. All my extras and stuff that I don't have under the sink in the kitchen. So, got all that done, and then we started on, that was one side. So by this time, I think it's like, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning, and we've been doing this for already several hours, because we wake up early, and we just start going. And, so it's like, okay, the other wall. So up on the other wall, there was a cabinet, one of the old kitchen cabinets, and that had also sliding doors. And then below it was a workbench, which was actually I think it was the cabinet that used to hold the kitchen sink, and he just put like some MDF board or some crap on top of it to make it like a workbench. And of course the thing's filthy, old, dirty, ugly. Get that out of here. So while I was still doing like cleanup work and organizing and whatever, taking care of the dogs who were, I mean, Rosie barked at us the entire time. So I brought her out and put her in the little kennel, but she still was like, I want you to hold me. I was just like, oh, let us work, we're busy. And so he tore down the upper cabinet, and then he tore apart the workbench, which had drawers on, big wide drawers on the left and smaller drawers on the right. And then like the workbench area was like in the center. So he tore all that out, and it's all like sitting on the side of the house. We got to go over to the landfill, take a couple trips over there. And so once he was done with that, oh, and then like I guess up in the, I don't know where it was, on top of the shelf, not the shelf, on top of like that upper cabinet or whatever, or in it or somewhere, there's like a piece of glass, and he didn't see it because, I mean, couldn't see it, and it just fell on the floor and just shattered. I was like, whoa, what the heck was that? So I had to pick up all the glass, and then we got back to what we were doing. And so my husband has all these, what do you call them? I need that. Like carpentry tools, because he used to build houses out in California. So he's got like he's got a router and a couple of different kinds of saws, just stuff, guy stuff. So he put those all along the wall there on the floor until he can figure out like if he wants to put a little workbench there. I missed some right there, or well, I missed quite a few right there. Well, that's sad. I'm gonna pull it out again. Let me grab it. I'm just gonna put a few of these like here. I have another tray somewhere, but I'm not gonna get up to go get it. Okay, so let's get these few that I missed in my first pass. They were over here. So we got that cabinet out. We got the workbench out. He's got all his stuff lined up against the wall there. And we had like, I don't know, 5 or 6 bags of trash of just stuff we threw out. So what we still need to do is go out there and I told him, it's like, just pull the drawers out and then we'll go through them at a different date, because it's got like, they're like junk drawers with like bolts and nuts and parts from, spare parts from kits of this and that and the other, and tape and just stuff. So we'll need to go through that, but by that time it was like starting to get, you know, warm. I had to stop and give the babies lunch, and also of course my feet were killing me from standing up that long. And I mean, I just don't have that endurance that I used to have when I was younger. Okay, I think I got those, but I'll leave these couple right there in case I come across some other ones that I missed. Let's go back to the 2 dots. So it looks nice. I know he wants to do more. I think he wants to put that, what do you call that? That epoxy paint on the garage floor. make it look nicer. And then I think he wants to also paint the other wall. And then there's a couple of closets, like 2 closet spaces that are on the back wall of the garage. And I think he wants to go in there. I don't know what he wants to do with them. They've got pegboard on the walls. I don't know if he wants to keep them like that or paint in there, or I don't know what he wants to do. But on the left hand side, there's 2. So on the left hand side is my file cabinet, which doesn't fit in my office. I mean, I probably maybe like cram it in here, but then I would have to ditch I would probably have to ditch the drafting table because there's just, I don't know. I might be able to fit it back in here, but right now it's on that out in the garage. Probably shouldn't be out there as like papers, but I do have mothballs out there to keep the critters away from the paper. But I don't think I can keep it out there, you know, years and years. So I'll bring that in, and then the right hand closet is just holiday decorations that I put out in the yard or around the house, all the totes and stuff that have all that holiday stuff in it, which I'm still willing to do. I'm still willing to, you know, put holiday stuff up, Christmas lights, and decorate the house inside for Christmas stuff and Thanksgiving. I don't do Halloween. Have a little bit of 4th of July, and I mean, where did that come from? I don't know. Most of it is oh, I see where it comes from. Most of it's Christmas stuff. But I suppose at some point, get down in there. I don't know, maybe at some point I just get to the, I don't know, just get to where I just don't want to do it anymore. Too much stuff. This is trash. Okay, we're done with that one on the first pass. And then this one, I think I didn't see any more. So I hope that you're having a good day. My day is pretty good. I wanted to start recording earlier, but the dogs were just too much. So I have a white office chair, and it's got arms on the sides, right? And you can lift them up and down. So that I can get closer to the table, to the desk, I have them up, but I'm so used to them being there, I don't fall over, try and lean over to the side, like fall out of the chair while I'm recording. That would not be cool. Okay, let's see. This is the I-3847. I don't think there's a whole lot of that one. So we still have work to do in the front garage. The back garage, he already, when he built it, oh no, there's quite a bit of that. When he built it, well, along with some contractor help, but he did quite a bit of the work himself, framing and whatever. We did the vinyl siding together on the outside. So it's like an addition to the house that we put on the back, and then we put a back driveway back there because our backyard hits the alley. So he wanted that garage for working on his cars and stuff. I'm like, okay, if you build a garage back there, that's cool, but I want a sunroom. So that's how I got my sunroom. It's all bargaining. So he already did the floor back there. I think it's gray with like those blue little speckles. Looks nice. Easier to keep clean for sure. Oh my gosh, don't do that, you'll wreck them up. I think I might need to put fresh wax on this little baby multi-placer. It's a 3. It's a 3 multi-placer. Oh, I see where I missed one of those circle with a line. So I can get them relatively like in there without a bunch of gapping going on. So I was thinking of bringing out for maybe like my next live stream for diamond painting, bring out the Amy Brown Celebrate Diversity, which is I don't know why it's called that. It's a weird name because it's got a girl and a dragon. I'm like, okay, it's really cute. Okay, this is that circle with the line. Let me see if I can find it. I don't want to lose where it is. Okay. Let's go back to the eye of Ra. So once the garage is all the way like painted, clean, all the stuff that we don't use that we've accumulated over the last 10 years, thrown out, given away, whatever, I will be like super tickled pink because that thing has just been a nightmare. And then we can concentrate on deciding if we want to enclose the washer and dryer. I mean, they're not like right next to each other. Like the way the guy who did the remodeling, the way he set them up, they're not next to each other. One is on, like when you open the garage door, the dryer is to your left and the washer is to your right. So dumb. I'm like, why did he do that? It's like when I was, I took the medicine cabinet out of my bathroom because we have like a split bathroom. So he has his and I have mine, which is nice, by the way. I took out the medicine cabinet because I wanted to paint it. Because it's the old style with the glass shelves. And I'm like, yeah, let's like try and paint it, make it at least look a little better if I'm not going to replace it right now. And when I took it out of I pulled it out of the wall, there were like 50 razor blades sitting in there. Like those kind of like for a straight razor. They were just sitting in there on like what's that thing called? That little cross support piece of wood that you put between the studs. I don't know what it's called. And there were like 50 of them just sitting there. I'm like, why didn't he just throw those in the trash? Why are they in the wall? Just stuff like that. He did just weird stuff when he was remodeling. And then probably after the garage, I want to, so I'm either going to paint my kitchen cabinets because I want them to be white because it's kind of dark in there, or take them down and buy new ones. And I know that having worked as the supervisor in the paint department at Home Depot, I know that painting kitchen cabinets is kind of like they don't really recommend it. They kind of frown upon that. Usually they're painted with oil-based paint, and painting over that is like, ugh. So then you have to do like a bunch of sanding, get rid of that kind of upper layer before you put anything else, especially if you're going to go over it with the latex acrylic. So it may not actually be really possible to paint them. And let's see, I don't know, we've done a lot of remodeling over the years. I told my husband, it's like, you have to think about it, we've been here 10 years and we've done a lot of work. We've totally redone the front yard, totally redone the backyard, pulled out all of the wall-to-wall carpeting that was in the bedrooms, and now all the floors other than the kitchen's tile, but the rest of the house is hardwood flooring, which is nice when you have pets. And the carpet was old and it was musty. It's like, yeah, we yank that stuff out. You know, we put like new toilets, new vanities in the bathroom, new shower. We did that like thing, the thing that you put over the tub, did that. I think the tub was green. I don't know, it's ugly. And just a bunch of stuff. The new shop in the back. You know, painted the inside of the house. When I moved in here, it was a kind of tan, kind of a mix between an off-white and a tan, which I despise that color on the walls so much. It made the inside of the house so dark and dingy and old looking. It was like 80-year-old people lived here. I'm like, no, get rid of that. So I said, let's just paint it white, like straight white. No tint, just straight white, and just brightened up the whole place. I'm looking for the eye. The Eye of Sauron. Yeah, by the way, that Rings of Power trash show is coming up. I'm gonna hate watch that so hard because it's just trash. The same with the Wheel of Time, just trash. And I'm a big fantasy fan. I've been reading fantasy since I was 11 years old when I picked up The Hobbit. And yeah, I've been reading fantasy so if I was 11, you know, over 50 years. So I know when fantasy is good and when fantasy is bad. And if you're going to make an adaptation, it's not adaptation, by the way, it's adaptation. Let's stop perverting the English language. It's adaptation, not adaption. Hate that word. I'm drinking coffee. So if you're going to do an adaptation of a fantasy book or series or whatever, can you do a good job? Like, do it right. Tell the story that's in the book. Don't like start bastardizing the thing with whatever your little agendas are. Just tell the story that's in the book. The reason why it's a good book is because it has a good story. Not because it has your story. It's because it has its own story. A story that the author intended to tell. You know, I mean, if you wrote a book, would you want somebody coming back behind you and going, oh, it's not really this story, it's this other story that I want to tell? It's really selfish and disrespectful. Okay, I went on a rant there, but as you can tell, it's something that I'm very passionate about because I'm a big fan of fantasy, of the fantasy genre. I just am. Probably second after that would be science fiction, but only particular kinds of science fiction. So yeah, so I'm gonna just hate watch that stuff, and I'll probably be making comments, and they're probably not going to be nice comments, because I mean, how can you be nice about that? On X, be like doing little tweets here and there like, this show is trash. Galadriel was not like that. Why aren't you talking about the main characters in the story? Y'all are morons. No, she wasn't ugly. She's supposed to be pretty. Not what you think is pretty. Kind of like the standard of pretty. You can pretty much, everybody knows when somebody's pretty. If you don't, then you're dumb. It's like what they've done with video games. The same thing with the female characters. They just make them so unattractive. I don't necessarily say they're ugly, but they just make them so unattractive. It's like, why can't you put a pretty girl in a video game? I mean, like, are you that insecure? Please, grow up. Okay, I was ranting about that too. Things I'm passionate about. It was like, well, I just, just be real. Just be honest. If somebody's pretty, they're pretty. There's nothing wrong with saying that. And a guy can look at a pretty girl. I mean, if you're a girl, don't you look at good-looking guys, What's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, or whatever. You can't fault guys for looking at pretty girls and then turn around and go, that guy's hot. It's just not fair. So at least, be real and be fair. Tell the truth. And if you're going to do a movie or a show based on somebody else's work, respect the work. Respect the author. And I hear the cat meowing out there. She's like, where did everybody go? They're in here sleeping. No, don't get up and bark at her. Leave her alone. She doesn't need me. No. Misty, go lie down and leave the cat alone. Why is Jewel meowing anyway? Lie down, Misty. Go back to your nappy. Oh, shoot. I just messed that up. I pressed too hard. Go back to your sleepy. Let me see what the cat's doing. Hold on. Oh my gosh. It's just the cat. Don't bark at her. I let him out. I think they're chasing her. I think she was in my... Well, I don't know where she was. Maybe in the master bedroom. Okay, let me see if I can open the door now that they stopped barking at her. It's like when she gets like a little rowdy, the cat, the dogs get kind of rowdy too, and they want to chase her around. They don't hurt her or anything. They can't even catch her. But they kind of like incite each other's like rowdiness. Let me go check. Hey, knock it off and leave the cat alone. Bad dogs. Come in here and lie down. Hey, everybody come and lie down. No, I don't need you to stare at me. I didn't say come and stare at Mom. I said go lie down. So now I hear them walking around. Let's see what they do. So sometimes, like I made a video about my favorite fantasy series. It's on my personal channel. That's just under Caileadair. And I want to do more videos about the individual books because I just talked about the overall series. And because it's my favorite fantasy series of all time. Probably just favorite as far as like this, well, I don't know, I'd say yeah, even over Lord of the Rings. Maybe like Lord of the Rings is equal, but like right up there, like right there. And I want to do more videos about it, talking about the books and get more people to read them because I think they're really good. I mean, the story's awesome, but I don't want it to come to anybody's notice where they would be like, 2 years down the road, they'd be like, oh, we're going to make a TV show on this fantasy series and then just ruin it. I would go ballistic, like seriously ballistic. Okay, I think that one's done. We're done with the eye. in there. So finally, after waiting for, I think it's been a year, I got the email from the owner of, I think it's called Money Made, M-U-N-I-M-A-D-E. And they make, I think they sell diamond painting kits, and they make trays, diamond painting trays, like this. So I wanted custom. So she's always, you know, she's a new mother, so I know that she's really super busy. And she runs out of, everybody loves her trays. Let's get this out of here. This one's the wrong color. So I had this little glass little container for those drills. So she makes the diamond painting trays, and they're real pretty, but she sells out like really super fast. So she started a list where you could order a custom tray. And so I signed up for the waiting list, and it's been, I think it's been a year, if not over a year. And I was kind of like, I hadn't forgotten about it, but it was like in the back of my mind, like, is this ever going to happen? And I finally did get an email the other day from her. And she's like, okay, it's your turn. Come and place your order. I'm like, yay. Evie, leave the baby alone. Don't be so grumpy. Knock it off. So I placed an order for 2 trays, and one's gonna be purple. I think the color was Space Nova, which I thought was pretty cool. Space Nova. And then the other one is kind of like a purplish with maybe like pink and teal, maybe. And it's gonna have kale on the side. So I personalized that one. Look, there's one of this thing right there. Where are you? Where'd you go? Don't forget where it is. Oh, it's right here. Hopefully that was it for that. So I'm looking forward to getting those. They're a little on the pricey side. I mean, these here, they're relatively inexpensive. But, I mean, she is making it by hand, so that's cool. Okay, so Evie is doing her thing with Misty. And she doesn't want Misty to come and invade her personal space, so she just growls at her. And Misty, being a puppy, is like, I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. And it's really irritating between the two of them. And it goes on all day long. Unless they're both sleeping. Or both playing with each other. It's like a love-hate relationship. But that's just the way it is. Okay, let me get some water. Rosie, what are you doing? Lily? Well, you go lay down with Evie. It looks like Misty and Lily got their one bed. So you're gonna have to take seconds. Pretty soon I gotta stop and give them lunch. She's been so fussy lately. She doesn't want to eat anything. We had to cook her up some fresh chicken breasts. Okay, I think that's it for the circle with the line going through it. Get in there. Get in there. Let me see here. I don't have my little tool that I normally use for pulling out old wax. Let me see if I can use these tweezers. It's not as good. It's not as good as my handy dandy SIM card phone remover. Okay, that worked. Put that in the trash. And then let's load her up again. So apparently there's an update for the Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy. I shouldn't say Harry Potter, it's a Hogwarts game. So I might check that out on my PS5, on my Ravenclaw account. That looks pretty good. So sometimes you get little bits of this plastic starts like wearing down. Probably won't be able to see it. So what I like to do between sessions is take a nail file and just file it back nice and flat. Okay, that one's that. How long have I been going? I'll go about another 15 minutes. We'll make it about an hour because they're laying down again, so that's nice. Okay, so I'm still working to fill in over here. That looks like a circle with like a target. So that's 702. So this morning I was doing a bit of cross stitching on my Once Upon a Fairy Tale. And then I decided that I was going to take all of the thread colors that are for that project and put them in one, if I could, one container, one, you know, storage unit thingamabob. So I managed to get that done. What are you doing, Rosie? Come and lie down. Everybody else is lying down. Why are you being difficult? I think that would be it, because this is like pretty green. It would be like in here. Okay. Not many of those. So we have an RV travel trailer. It's a nice one. It's not really super big. It's a Sundance 231 ml. It's like 28 feet, 26 feet. I don't know, somewhere in there. It's not super big. But I was like starting to freak out on towing. Like for some reason after Devin passed away, like my what's the word? My anxiety is like more easily triggered. Like I'm not an anxious person, so it's really weird, but I like when we start towing, I just get like freaky nervous. So I just didn't want to do it anymore. So this past summer we didn't do any trips. I can't handle it. Just the movement and whatever. It was just freaking me out. Which of course was a great disappointment to my spouse, because number one, he wants to go camping and get away from the house. Understandable. And we're paying for it, right? Not only are we paying for it, but you have to have insurance on it as well, just like you do with a car. So yeah, we were kind of like just blowing money on it. Hey, don't start. And so we've been talking about it, and I was like, let's just sell it. I don't want it, you know. What is that? Hey, shh. That is, I think, Misty with a elk antler. I miss one of the circles with the line right here. Let's do this one-handed. Right there. Goodness gracious. So, after much discussion and trying to get down to the source of my freaking anxiety about that, because when we would drive, I would just get on his nerves, and it was making him unhappy, because I was like, slow down, there's a car coming, you know, oh my god, I know I drove him crazy, I drove myself crazy. So let's see, this 367. So what we decided to do was just trade it in and get a fifth wheel, which attaches to the truck, you know, on the bed. So you're not going to have that swing like that, hopefully. Apparently, from all the research he did and the reviews and this, that, and the other, and videos and people talking about the difference between a travel trailer and a fifth wheel, it's like night and day as far as the towing part. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and we'll go for that. And then we found one that we like, but part of the problem is that our Tundra is not strong enough and big enough and whatever to tow it. So we're gonna have to trade that in and get a 3/4 ton to pull the fifth wheel. Oh my gosh. So it's just been a bit of a nightmare going through the process. I saw it, where did I see it? One I missed, of the color that I already had out, of course. Misty, knock it off, man. Okay, so this, I think that's like they look like atoms. Is that either atoms or a flower? So it looks like this is like a flower. It's a flower. So hopefully we can find the truck, because we have to find the truck first. Of course, because you need the truck to pull the trailer, the camper, whatever. So hopefully we can find that pretty quickly. That one right there, I did that color already. Let's do this. And then that way, and then once we do that, then I have to set up everything inside the new camper. I'm gonna transfer everything from the old one to the new one. Then I have to get onto the Texas State Park, whatever website, get the year pass, because we used to have the year pass until we stopped going, and then see if I can set up a trip so we can test it out on a weekend, because that's normally what we do. We don't go for too long. It's usually just on the weekend. Sometimes it includes a Thursday, but you know, we have the cat, so we can't leave her alone too long. I mean, we give her enough food and water and you know, litter and all that stuff. And she doesn't do anything. She just sleeps. She's old. And we just have the neighbors know that we're gone. They, you know, can check on her if they need to. So we're not gone for very long. But the campsites at the state parks are normally pretty heavily booked up. Now, people make reservations and they don't show up. So you can get cancellations, whatever. But it's really irritating that when you go to the website, it shows that everything's booked up and then those people don't show up. It's really rude. So we'll probably not be able to do a whole lot necessarily this year. Maybe a few trips. So maybe I can set things up better for next spring. And then we don't really go in the winter. Normally what we end up doing is just winterizing the RV for the cold weather. And it's normally like plugged in. Now this one that we're getting is a 50 amp. So the one we have right now is a 30. So I think hubby might have to do maybe a little upgrade on that. The plug that he's got it going into. I don't know. We'll have to do a little bit of research. See if he needs to change the power for the 50 amp. And then that way, when it's in the driveway, it just stays on. Like the fridge is on and just keep everything, you know, fresh and whatever. And this one has more room. It's really nice. It's got a ceiling fan. We don't have to do the actual adding of a second AC, so it already has that, which of course you need here in Texas because it gets so hot in the summer. And I like the colors. On the outside it's like white, blue, and black. And the inside has kind of an interesting color scheme on the trim. I don't know, I mean, I kind of like it, but it hasn't like all the way grown on me where I love it. Because it's kind of a mix of a gray brown and a lighter brown, like cedary color. And I mean, they go together, but it just like when you walk in, it's just kind of awkward at first, at least for me. Maybe because I'm used to looking at the other one. So the decor will be kind of like farmhouse, rustic, of course, since you're out in the country. And we're not by the beach, so I'm not going to go with a beach theme. Although that would be nice, but we don't live by the beach. And that's a long freaking drive with the camper. It's far from here. It's probably like an 8-hour trip. Oof. Rosie, I know, I'm almost done. I think she wants lunch. It's like having a child. It's just a furry child. Little short brown hair. And then the other thing I need to do, maybe later on this afternoon, is set up an appointment for Misty to get her spayed. I don't want her to go through heat. Not like Rosie went through. It was a total torture session for like 6 weeks. It's awful. I want to prevent that at all costs with the other puppy. Okay, I think that's all for the flower that I thought was an atom, but it's a flower. It's a flower. I think that's all the flowers. There are actually quite a few, more than I thought. Cool. So I did work on the Seraphina. the other day. I just brought it out to the living room. It was cloudy and I was tired. What's today? Let me see. Today's Wednesday. Okay, so Monday, since we had worked so hard over the weekend, I was exhausted. And then Tuesday, I had a massive sinus headache. So I've been kind of incapacitated a couple days, which is why I haven't streamed or recorded or anything. Because I'm like, oh God, I'm just thrashed. I have to actually take a Zyrtec, which I don't like doing because it makes me groggy for the sinus headache I had. And then I took it at like 6:30, 5 o'clock yesterday, or the day before that, whatever it was, I think yesterday, and it just knocked me out. And it's just exhausting. I don't like that feeling either. What am I looking for? What is this thing right here? It looks like maybe like a computer tower, desktop tower. It's got a, would that be under like the technology section where I have these things kind of sorted by the symbol type? So it's not this, because the upper half is solid. It's not the cell phone. It's not the battery. What do I have? Maybe it's with squares? Tools? Why would it be with tools? Here's the arrows. So I have like all the arrows together, all like circles together. Triangles together, the letters together, the numbers together. Here it is. Yeah, it's with Office. I think it's a desktop computer. Or maybe in a speaker. Here's a speaker. Uh-oh, they went running out. Okay, I'll finish this color and then I'll finish up. You're getting a little antsy. And I waited too for like half an hour for them to settle down so I could do this video. And they're like, we want you not to do that. You guys should be lying down, little babies. Come and lie down. Okay, so let's put it this way. If I wasn't recording, it would be fast asleep. So like yesterday, they slept almost all day long. But of course, since I'm recording and I'm in my office, they're like, oh, well, we have to just be irritating and get on your nerves. Thanks, guys. Gals. They're all girls. I don't think it would be like down here. So I bought a bag of elk horns off of Amazon for them. It came like in a bag of 12 and they're small, like 4 or 5 inches. Perfect size for them. So they've been having a blast with that. Especially Misty, since she's teething so bad. That little rascal. Okay, Rosie, I'm almost done. Hang tight. Hang tight, baby. You can survive an extra 15 minutes to half an hour. She wants me to pick her up. I missed a couple of the flowers. Oh my gosh. My eyesight. There's one there. And one right there. This is what happens when you're working with a canvas and picture, and you can see from the picture that's over there that it's just like all confetti, like all confetti for the most part. Maybe like a little where the yellow and the blue over on the right, you know, little patches of color blocking, but for the most part this entire picture is confetti. That's why it's taken me so long to make any progress. Like it feels like the cat's staring at me. It feels like forever since I started it. I probably have it written in a calendar somewhere, like when I started this project. I think it was winter. Oh Lord. Okay, so thanks for hanging with me through all the little chaos that goes on here when I'm trying to do my thing on YouTube. I will get back to this. I want to finish the Serafina just a lot. So I did like a whole section. So I've got like the release paper. So on the Serafina I did a whole section this big. And then I did, I think, half of another one. So I would once I'm done with that half, then I would say that I'm 3/4 of the way done with it. I really want to finish it up so I can frame it and put it up on the wall. So I'll try and get back to this one as I can, like while I'm sitting here at my desk or whatever, and work on it. And then on my rotation between the cross stitch and the coloring, probably I think the coloring would be a next one. I think before this was a cross stitch. I have to check. So there's a lot going on. I'm still trying to sew in the ends on my crochet project that I'm working on, and I want to bring out the Celebrate Diversity, and then I want to get some work done on the bubble flower, the other big Josephine Wall canvas that I'm working on. So I got a lot of things that I'm trying to like rotate in, and you know, between taking care of these puppers and the house and so on and so forth. So thanks for being here. Go ahead and like the video, please. I would appreciate it greatly. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can see when I'm going to do another video. Probably the next one I'm going to do will be a live stream. So I think what I need to do is to remember to do a tweet when I go live, like, hey, I'm live now, and maybe like I'll actually like get some viewers. And then probably after my rotation, I'll probably maybe do another Dinkum gaming stream over on Gaming with Kale. And then I do want to do my book review because I really want to talk about those books, but I don't have anybody really to talk about it because I don't know anybody who's read them. So I just finished reading The Hidden City, which is the second series that's kind of all in that same world, and these are books by Michelle West. So the main series is The Sun Sword. So the one I'm working on right now as far as taking notes is The Broken Crown, which is the first one. And then I just finished The Hidden City, which is the second series of books that are all in the same world and kind of telling the same story, but from a different viewpoint. So I just finished The Hidden City, and now I'm reading City of Night, which is the second book, and I believe there's 6 or 7 in that second series. And then I found out that she put out a new book in the Hunter duology. So there's like Hunter's Oath and The Sacred Hunt, and now there's a new one, Hunter something or other. So I gotta order that off of Amazon, and those I'm ordering when I can hardback because those are my favorite series. So they're all like set in the same world. This came off. Where did it come from? Oh, here. They're starting to come off. I'll have to get some tape. And otherwise I will have no idea what color that is. Goodness gracious. So anyhow, have a great rest of the day. What time is it? It's 11:30. It's still the morning. I got a long ways to go before my day is over. And if you have any questions, or you're interested in, you know, any of these kits, and you want to find out more about them that I'm talking about, you know, where I got this kit and so on and so forth, go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. And in the meantime, be kind to yourself, be kind to the world. We really need it. And have a just fantabulous day. I'll see you next time.